Alright, this shirt is a total game changer in my closet and for traveling. And I feel like this is the perfect or even better alternative to merino wool. So this is the Bamboo Sorona shirt from the company that is called Wolf and Goat, and they are in Italy. All of these shirts are also made in Italy, which is basically meaning that this is the most luxurious or a fancy piece of clothing in my closet, but in a very good way. I'm not going to bore you with all of the specifics like weights and how it is constructed. This will be a very honest user experience review. I've been using this shirt. I have this in two. I have this in gray and in blue. So I have been using these two shirts for 2 months during the summertime. Now here in Hamburg we are going into autumn and we have had a lot of like fluctuating degrees of weather. We actually had over 30 degrees, but then suddenly it went down to below 10 degrees Celsius. So I was actually able to test this in a lot of few different climates, and I can tell you my honest opinions and experience about this shirt. More importantly, I wanted to have them at least 10 times in the washing machine to kind of test out the durability and how easy they are to take care of. I have a big caveat before I switch over to Bo from a couple of days ago where I was washing this. I'm not the kind of person that likes to look at washing and care instructions. I did not take into consideration the washing instructions. I know some of you will say, Bo, what the hell are you doing? Are you messing with the fabrics? And you're totally right. I'm messing with the fabrics because I'm not following the washing and care instructions. However, I'm also doing this intentionally because I only have 2 of these shirts. I have a bunch of merino shirts. I have a lot of experience with merino wool, and all of those merino wool shirts I also did not wash based on the care instructions because I don't want to waste water. I have, I think, 5 to 10 different merino wool shirts and a couple of different technical fabrics that have similar properties. And they have all different washing instructions. And honestly, I don't want to kind of wash only 5 pieces of merino wool and then wash the other ones. So I kind of throw all of these clothings into one bin, do one cycle at 40 degrees Celsius and basically wash them 10 degrees more than I'm actually supposed to. I've done this with these shirts as well. So that is a big information for you. But let me just switch to the Bo from the past to show you what I'm doing with the washing cycle. All right, one very important information about these shirts and how I treat them. I honestly, I never kind of consider the washing instructions, and I can already tell there will be some negative comments that are saying like, oh, if you don't kind of abide to the washing instructions and the rules of the washing instructions, your garments won't hold up that long. And I don't disagree. However, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to kind of separately wash my merino wool items, or in this case the bamboo items, separately from my other items. What I do is I put all of my dark clothing together with the merino wool and now the bamboo items into my washing machine. I wash them with a regular washing cycle at 40 degrees. Not 30 like advised, but 40 because I also kind of mix in my gym clothing. So yeah, I don't kind of waste water just because I need to kind of wash my expensive and delicate merino stuff and, or in this case, bamboo stuff from all of the other things. So all over the years, I have been washing my merino wool garments 40 degrees, not 30, with dark other garments and more importantly also my gym clothing. Yes, some of those merino wool shirts are now kind of destroyed, but I can tell you that they were holding up very long. And now to the shirt. As I said, I'm not going to treat the bamboo shirts any differently. And I made it a point to film this video after I washed these at least 10 times. And I washed these, as I said, at least 10 times, and they are holding up quite well. However, there's one thing to consider. I noticed that they do shrink a little bit after you take them out of the washing machine. So what I do when I take them out and before I hang them up, and I always kind of pull them a little bit diagonally. I know that will put a lot of stress on these t-shirts, but honestly, t-shirts, clothing, I like fashion, but some things are utilitarian, and I also want to keep these shirts a little bit in shape. As I said, I washed them the wrong way, so I assume that they shrink a little bit due to the 10 degrees difference. This actually says cold wash. So cold wash would be even colder than 30 degrees. So probably need to set the washing machine to 20, but I set them to 40, which probably is the reason they somewhat perceivably shrink a little bit, but it's not a big deal. Just stretch them out a little bit, don't overdo it, and then I like to hang dry them like so. But I can tell you, although I am washing them the wrong way, they are holding up really well. Again, probably if you wash them correctly, you don't need to kind of pull them a little bit apart because they shrinked, but yeah, because I washed them a little bit too hot, they do shrink. Here's the other one. So I have one in blue and I have one in gray, and I feel like it shrunk a little bit, and you can kind of feel it in terms of how dense it is. So stretching it a little bit diagonally, that's what I like to do. And to the sides as well, just to make sure they will keep their shape over time a little bit better. And what I do notice is, compared to my merino wool, I love the heft of this fabric. It is not only feels it a little bit thicker and a little bit premium because it is thicker, because it is a little bit, I'm lacking the word, but it just feels heavier, it feels thicker, it feels more durable. Hence the reason why I'm quite comfortable doing this. On my merino wool shirts, I don't like to do that. To be fair, I never had to do that with my merino wool shirts, but I think it is a huge testament to these shirts that they are so thick and really premium feeling. I think they are their money worth. And again, if you would just wash them according to the instructions, you probably wouldn't need to kind of pull them apart. But here I have, for example, a merino wool shirt from Western Rice. Good quality, don't get me wrong. I wore this for many years, but I can already see this part underneath my arm is kind of disintegrating. And overall, it doesn't feel as hefty and as thick like the one from Wolf and Goat, this bamboo material. The material just feels much better than this merino wool shirt. Alright, so now that you have seen how I'm washing these shirts and how I have been taking care of them. As I said, I have been doing this for at least 10 washing cycles, and I wanted to make sure that this is holding up so well. Now, let's talk a little bit about why I like these shirts and why I believe these are a much better alternative to merino wool. First and foremost, these bamboo Sorona shirts have basically all of the same properties like merino wool, meaning antibacterial, so odor resistant. And I've been testing these in a way, don't judge me, but I wanted to do a proper test. I've been wearing one of these shirts for 1.5 weeks without washing them, and I can tell you, they're not smelly. They have the same properties like merino wool. Obviously, after a while, they also will smell a little bit, but they are much less likely to start smelling than, for example, regular cotton. That is a huge plus. More importantly, they are very fast drying, just like merino wool. So perfect for traveling. If you are on vacation, you could actually only pack 2 or 3 shirts of these. Wear them for a couple of days, wash them, and you can be rest assured that the shirt will be dry the next next day. They are very moisture wicking, so even if you're sweating and this gets a little bit moist due to your sweat, it will dry very fast as well. And also they are climate controlling in a way. So just like merino wool, the reason why I personally went to merino wool opposed to regular cotton is in the summer times when you're sweating, it keeps you cool, but more importantly, if the shirt gets wet due to your sweating, you can be rest assured if you kind of go inside and you stop sweating, the shirt does dry much faster than cotton. So it's a really cool solution in the summer times when you are, for example, in office. On your commute, you go to the office, then you might be a little bit sweating, but you can be rest assured that in about an hour inside the office, it could be much drier compared to a cotton, at least from my personal experience. So that is one of the reasons why I liked merino a lot and these properties. Bamboo has basically the same properties. Antibacterial, moisture wicking, fast drying, which I like a lot. And this is why I think this is better than merino wool. It's not as scratchy on your body. Moreover, it's also not as likely to start pilling. Yes, I've been using this only for 2 months, but I've been using it heavily. And as I said, I've been washing it in the washing machine, not the correct way. Plus, I've done this already 10 times and I've not seen any pilling on these shirts. That is why. Same features like merino wool, but not as scratchy and not as likely to start pilling. And more importantly, this is a little bit more of a heavier weight. It is a little bit more thicker than the merino wool shirts that I own. I have one from Outlier, from Western Rise, from Seagale, and I have technical fabrics from Graphene X. And all of the technical fabrics hold up really well, but all of the merino wool, I do see them starting pilling at some points or getting a little bit like lighter in terms of the thickness. One of my Western Rise shirts, for example, to be fair, I've been wearing that for many years. Here you can basically see through. And due to the reason that this is much thicker than my other shirt, I feel like this will hold up much longer without kind of getting shiny because the fabric gets thinner in a way. That is why I believe these shirts are amazing. More importantly, for all of you vegans, this is bamboo. This is not from animal. So another great reason why this could be a very good solution for you or could be a better alternative to merino wool. Alright, now let's talk a bit about the downsides. Obviously, this is quite an investment. This is much more expensive than your cotton shirts. I totally understand that. But it's obviously made in Italy. It has these amazing features like antibacterial, fast drying, moisture wicking. It feels great on your skin. I feel like it is a justified investment, especially if you're traveling a lot. This is the perfect, just like merino wool, don't get me wrong, I love merino wool, but just like merino wool, this is the perfect garment for traveling because you basically can wear this a long time without having to worry, oh, where is the next washing machine where I could wash my clothing. That is totally kind of taken out of the equation with these kinds of fabrics. Continuing with negatives, I honestly don't have any more negatives. I feel like the price is the only negative that I can tell you about these shirts. These are expensive and probably a little bit more expensive than some of the merino wool shirts that I've seen. But, and there's a huge but, there are huge differences in merino wool. Sometimes you only have 60 or 70% merino wool, but once you get to 100% merino wool, you're pretty much in the same price range with these shirts. And I just feel that because they are not as scratchy and because this fabric is a little bit thicker, and then seeing, okay, everything else is basically the same, I would rather go with this bamboo shirt than a merino wool shirt. And yeah, that's just how I feel after testing these. And I will invest in more of these bamboo Sorona shirts in the future because I prefer them now. I like them much better than merino wool. And yeah, again, I have nothing negative to say about these and I love these shirts. I will continue wearing them. Once more of my merino merino wool shirts disintegrate, I will kind of replace them and then get more of these bamboo shirts. By the way, I have links in the description below. Those are affiliate links if you consider buying these and kind of also want to try them and replace some of your merino wool shirts, or even better, your cotton shirts. Check out the affiliate links below. With those you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a small kickback of that sale. And if you do so, thank you very much. Yeah, Bamboo Sorona shirts, really love them and highly recommend these from Wolf & Goat. Let me know in the comment section below what are your go-to t-shirts and what are your go-to fabrics that you like to wear either on a daily basis and more importantly for traveling. Again, I think these Bamboo Sorona shirts perfect for traveling. All right. Don't forget to maybe hype this video, that helps a lot. And if you want to see another clothing video, check out the video up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe, helping me to get to 70,000 subscribers by the end of the year by clicking the button up here. I see you in the next video. Thank you very much.